Welcome back. Welcome back to the Divine Now. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I'm headed off to work, and I just wanted to share a quick thought with you in my third series on tools of transformation. Excuse me. This morning, I wanted to share with us this idea, this Stoic idea that something that we can't get away from, something that we really can't escape, and that is the truth that people, the people you care about, the people that you love, will sometimes disappoint you. And one of the tools for me of transformation is accepting that truth. In the last couple of years, um, I've had to face several things, and sometimes when you face things, you are expecting the people that you love to show up for you. And maybe sometimes you can have an expectation as to what you expect of them, and those expectations don't follow through. Sometimes people just don't have the tools to give you what you need. Maybe sometimes our expectations are unrealistic, or maybe simply the people in your life that you thought cared about you just may not care the way you imagine that they care. And I've had to let people go, or at least I've had to let go of ideal, that idea of friendship that I thought I had with people who didn't show up when I needed them, whether it was with my health or whether it was with other things that I've had to face, the passing of my mom, or just things that I'm dealing with now. Um, People just haven't been there, and I'm learning to accept that sometimes when people don't show up, it's because they're either not supposed to, or they shouldn't, or you don't need them to, or you have to figure this out on your own. You have to walk through this cave all by yourself. And that may be what life is teaching us sometimes when the people that we care about don't show up. It's not that they're bad people. It's not that they're not good people. And it may not be that they don't love you. It just could be that you have to walk through this corridor by yourself to discover you in a way in which you've never discovered you. I call that going to the edge of yourself to find yourself. And there are times, sometimes you just can't do that with people in your life. Or it just may be that they don't care, and that's okay too. It could be a list of things. But either way, this is not the time to be angry. This is not the time to be sad. This is not the time to let disappointment choke the life out of you. This is the time to sit and be quiet with what is, and let this experience too transform you. And maybe this is something that you can learn about how to treat people. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to show up for other people in their lives because you know what it's like to not have people show up in your life. Confucius says, don't do unto others what you don't want done to you. And then we echo that same thing 500 years later in the gospel. Don't do unto others, or do unto others what you would have done to you. In essence, treat people as you want to be treated. How would we know how we want to be treated unless sometimes we experience wrong treatment? So now we know what it's like to be treated, to be hurt. So when there are people in your life that need you, show up. When there are people who are sad, write a card, write a note, do something to encourage people. When you see people who are alone, you show up in their stories because you know what it's like when you had to walk it alone. Maybe this is a time for you to transform to be a better human being for somebody else, to be kind, to be generous, to be there. Someone's going through cancer and you know that they're living alone. Maybe it's time for you to sit with them and watch the football game with them. Maybe it's time for us to show up in people's lives because we know what it's like to be alone, to have to go in the cave all by ourselves. Just maybe. In any event, everything is here to teach us something about ourselves. We look at the person in the mirror and say, "Okay, what do I need to learn about this? This is not about that person not showing up. This is not about my friend disconnecting me or disowning me. It's not about any of that. Those things may be true, they may not be true. But the bottom line is, What can I learn from this experience? Who can I become? How can I use this experience as a tool of transformation? When the people you thought were going to show up don't show up, what can I learn? How can I be a better person? How can I be kinder? How can I be more generous? Something to think about. Everything is here, in my opinion anyway, this is my experience for me. This is how I take life. This is my philosophy. That everything that comes into my life is here to teach me something. Even as I'm experiencing this issue with my lungs, I'm having even trouble talking now. This is teaching me something. Don't quit. Don't stop encouraging people. You have something to say, even when it's hard to say it. Just keep going. So life is that. It's colorful, it's dark, it's strange, it's full of brilliant light, it's full of trauma, it's a whole lot of things all at the same time. This masterful collage of experiences that we have to go through. So I hope this encourages you. If you're in that place where you feel alone and you're by yourself and you're trying to figure it out, sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What is life teaching you? What are you teaching you? Hope this helps. Peace to you. Namaste.